So you guys.
Everybody.
What? Everybody mute. All right. I would never not do a stretch session because, like you said, whoever said it, I always need to stretch. So lay down on your back. Line up your heels with your sitting bones. Lift your hips up and put the block underneath your lower back. And then let your knees be bent, but widen them a little bit so the knees can tap in towards each other. Put one hand on your abdomen and one hand on your heart and just start to breathe. When your knees are together, try not to clench at your glutes here. So just let them fall together even if they don't touch. Then so breathe against the spaces of your hands. As you breathe in, start to expand the belly ribs and the chest. And then push, it's like you have your stomach is distended from too much whatever, broccoli. Breathe in and push your belly against your hand. Move it through the rib cage and push your heart against your hand. So you get a nice full breath. And then as you empty the breath, the belly starts to deflate, the chest moves down, and keep doing that. So take the full expanse of the breath across the body. And out. Take one more breath like that. Release your hands to the floor. Open your palm. Take your arms a little bit higher than your waistline and lower than your shoulders. Take your palms open out and you could bend your elbows, kind of like a cactus, but not quite all the way there. And then bend your knees again. Bring the right knee to the chest. Extend the left leg out. Without holding onto the leg. So the right knee's coming towards the chest a little bit more, perhaps to the right side. The left leg is a little bit extended. If the knee has to bend it, it's okay. And then stretch the right leg in the air, again without holding onto it today, or for now. And as you do that, notice that you contract your abdominals a little bit to stay stable so you don't fall off the block. Leg can be bent, doesn't matter how straight it is right now. And take another breath. As you empty the breath, bend your right knee, place the foot on the floor. Slide the foot out, drive your heel on your mat. I can't do it, it's too sticky. And extend it as you bring your left knee into your chest. And again, if your lower back starts to feel this in an unhappy way, bend your right foot on the floor again. And then extend the left leg in the air. A little. So in other words, the leg can be bent. Just don't worry about getting it so close to your face. Think more about keeping it a little straighter further away, perhaps. Good. Now, bend the left knee and bend the right knee and bring both knees up in the air, both feet up in the air. And then straighten the legs up in the air. And open the legs about the block width, which is going to be wider than the hips. So not as wide as your mat, not as close as your hips. Just let your knees be a little bent. And now stretch the arms all the way back over your head and hook your thumbs together. And as you do that, bring the rib cage down a little bit lower towards the belly so the arch is not so excessive. Take another breath and find length out of your waistline. Relax the neck and shoulders. And then drive the left heel down, the right heel down, and slide. Again, if you have not so sticky mat, you might be able to slide it out. And now you have a full long leg from toes to fingers. Without overarching the back, bring the rib cage down a little bit, and without squeezing the glutes, so let the body just rest on the block. One more breath. And release the arms down by your side. Bend your knees, line up your heels with your sitting bones. Inhale, lift your hips off the block and then articulate your spine down, meaning upper, mid, lower back to the floor. and then hug the knees into the chest. Put the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee, and make some circles. Just make big, juicy circles. Reverse the circles. Come back to the center and put your feet back on the floor, open your arms out to the T. Shift your hips right and let the knees fall over to the left. Start it as a simple twist, right? The least offensive twist to your back right now. And just open up the right side body a little bit deeper. One more breath. Good. Inhale, return to the center. Move your hips to the left side. Let your knees fall over to the right side. Gentle twist. I say gentle because, a little bit later on we might take a little bit more into the twist. So you're on your right side. Now take your left hand, bring it over to the right side, and then just come up into your hands and knees to do some cat-cows. So row wherever you need to be for your cat-cows. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. Arch your back, and then round and curl. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. Take a couple rounds right there. You can tuck the toes or not. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round and curl. I think my pants are on inside out. Extend. Exhale, round and curl. Move your knees open and put your hips to your heels so that your arms, stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. I'll have to deal with that later, I guess. Spread your fingers, breathe across the body. Walk your hands to your right side. Put your left hand on top of your right. And then walk over to the left side. Put your right hand on top of your left. And then come on back to center. Walk your hands forward. And then come onto your hands and knees and tuck your toes. Just for a moment, lift your hips into a downward facing dog, but keep the weight, the legs wide. Put a bend in the knees, bring the chest to the thighs, and let your head hang down. Breathe down the right side, then the left side of the body, and then right down the center. Keep bending the knees as you walk your hands back to your feet. In this position, if you have a strap or towel that you'd like to use, go ahead and grab that and take your arms behind your back. So the strap will just help you if your shoulders are tight. Or you can interlace your fingers. And again, we're keeping the knees bent. That's it, right? Let your belly rest on your thighs and let your head hang down. Walk your arms up off your back, over your head. Breathe in, breathe out. If you're holding onto a strap, stay with that. Otherwise, if you're holding onto your fingers, just move your fingers one finger over in the other direction. And let go. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Release your hands, let them dangle. Now if you want to straighten your legs a little bit, feel free to straighten them up a little bit more. The hips stay over the heels. Chin tucks to the chest, belly pulls into the spine. Push down firmly through your legs and ragdoll your body to stand all the way up. When you get up, roll the shoulders back and around. And then take a couple of steps forward to the front, towards the front of the mat. You don't have to be all the way to the top. But if you have one or two blocks, grab the blocks and put them on the high height out in front of you. So the arms will be under the shoulders, and then step your feet back a little bit further so you can push backwards and get a straight arm. So again, the knees are bent. The weight shifts now to the heels, but the knees are bent. Sit your hips back. It's like if you're holding on to the wall and you're just reaching back. It's like a short downward dog with your arms elevated. Bring one block or the block in the center of the mat. Put your left hand, keep the right hand on the block, put your left hand on the hips, Now go ahead and bend your right knee and twist to the left side. Open up. Good for your little pickleball. Keep lengthening the spine from head to tailbone. And then stretch the left arm in the air. Spread your fingers. Keep bending your right knee and rotating your torso. One more breath. Now bring the left arm to the right ankle. Begin to straighten both legs and fold your chest between your thighs. Inhale. And exhale. Drives me crazy when I see blonde hair. Pull yourself over to the right side. Hug your right hip to the middle. Hug your left hip to the middle. And then release your arms and dangle. Just let them go. Shake out your head, yes and no. And I'll just be very crazy about my hair. Roll up through your spine. Come all the way up to standing. Stretch the arms over your head. And exhale. Put your hands on your back. Fingers point in either direction. Bring the elbows closer together. Lift your chest up. Your hands are supporting your middle, lower back. Stretch out the front side of your body. And then softly hinge forward. Bend the knees. Take two hands to the block that's in the middle of the mat now. Keep the left hand down, right hand to the hip. Bend the left knee. Turn to the right side. Take the right arm in here. Find space. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Fold over. Right hand to left leg. Anything but your knee. Pull your chest close. And look under your left arm. Hug your hips to the midline. Inhale, come back to center. Release the hands. If you have a strap or a towel and you're using it, roll up through your spine, take it with you. Let's go ahead and I'm going to turn this way and step the legs wide. Take your strap, you can double it up in your hands. You don't have to, if you have a ring strap, you don't have to hook it into the ring. Looks like everybody's got different things. I have that ET, it's great. I gave it to my husband for his birthday. Take your arms up overhead. And open your arms wider than your shoulders. Wider. So you're going to be able to get your arms, perhaps, behind your back. Stretch the arms back. You're going to bend the elbows most likely. Bring them behind you. Roll it in a little closer. Lift your chest. Fold down the middle and stretch the arms over the head. So you have a wider stance here. Arms are up. Weight shifts to the balls of the feet, and we're stretching the front of the shoulders and chest. Bend the knees softly. Shake out your head, yes and no. And then as you tuck the chin into the chest, roll up through your spine. Unwind your arms if you wound them. Get them wide again. And bring them, whoops, I'll just do that. Bring them up and over your shoulders. So let me just readjust my strap a little bit. Okay, so you want to keep a wide strap. Bring your arms all the way down in front of you. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up and bring them behind you. So the wide, you gotta keep it wide. Bring the arms out, bring the arms down. Bring the arms up and over. Now good for your golf game as well, ET. And up and over again, and tennis. And anything that you need to get the shoulder active here. Good, one more time, all the way up, we call it shoulder flossing. Keep it down in front of you, shorten it a little bit, about shoulders width apart, inhale. Lift the arms and lean to the right side. Pull the strap apart. So if you have a very flexy strap, just hold on closer. Just leaning directly to the side, you're pulling the arm. Now, as you lean to the side, I'll turn this way for a second. As you lean to the side, pull your left shoulder back. If you're facing the right side, or if you're leaning to the right side. Pull your left shoulder back and open. Inhale, return to the center. Lean to the left as you exhale. And then Open up the right shoulder a little bit. Keep the hips squared. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, lean to the right. Rotate the torso, left arm back. Just a little bit. Come back to center, inhale. Lean to the left side. Rotate to the right side. Come back to center, inhale. And then fold down. Bring the strap to the side. Hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, walk to the front of your space. Take your blocks on either side of your mat and lower your left knee or just hold on to your bench. Drop your left hip forward. So you want to stretch out the back hip. So you can either have your knee on the bench and step back, or you can just step back and bend the knee. Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. Good. Keep your left hand on the floor or the block. Put the block at any height. Put your right hand on your hip and turn to the right side. Directly into the sun. Stretch your right arm back behind you. Open up the palm. Reach, lengthen through the spine. Reach through the arm. One more breath. Stretch the arm up over your head, palm away from you. Inhale and exhale. Lower the right arm to the floor or the block and begin to straighten the right leg. So a little all around release today. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Inhale and exhale. Good, now rebend the front knee. Drop the left hip down. Release the hips, they get so tight. And bring your right leg and your left leg together. Sit to the child's pose just for a breath. Just kind of like a little transition. Come back to the center and bring your left foot forward. So I know we came into it differently. Take your right knee behind your hip. Yep, help it out. Drop your hips down. Press firmly into your left foot. Good. Stretch your left leg back, left arm back behind you, palm up. Rotate your torso to the left. Hug your hips to the midline up. Spread your fingers. Inhale. Good. Exhale, bring the arm up over the shoulder. A little bit more twist. Straight up over your shoulder now, if you can. And then release the hand. Straighten the front leg. Toes up or down, your choice. Inhale. And fold, exhale. Inhale, rebend your knee. Bring your left knee to your right knee. Open your knees wide. You can keep your hands on the blocks and sit back into child's pose. Push your hips all the way back to your heels. I like having the hands on the blocks. It just gives me a little bit more space to stretch. A little bit more release, a little bit more of the chest shoulder area. One more breath. Then release your hands to the floor and walk your hands forward. Roll yourselves up. Doesn't matter how you get there. You can cross the legs and then sit back. Have your strap with you. So take your strap, lay down on your backs. Adjust your cameras. And again, you don't have to hook the strap up. But you're going to put the strap around the bottom of the right leg and lay down on your back. Hold it so the sides are even. Right now, bend your left knee, it's fine. And wrap your arms around, so chuck up on the band. And then bend your right knee to your chest. But take it to the, let's take it in the right hand. Take it to the outside of the right hip, like a half a happy baby. And then depending on your back, stretch your left leg on the floor. So the right knee is a little bit on the outside of the right hip. The foot is flexed. Now you can put your arm on the floor if you have the space, or keep it elevated. And keep pulling the bottom of the foot down, but flexing the foot so it's like you're standing on the ceiling. So a little opposing movement here, like you're pushing away against the strap, at the same time you're pulling the strap down, and you'll get this little bit of compression into the right hip. Take another breath. Good. Now begin to straighten your right leg. You can release the choke of the strap if you have it. And now put your arm on the floor and open your right leg to the right side without touching the floor. So the right leg opens out. The left hip, put your hand on your left hip to remind it to stay down. If for any reason you're reaching a wall or a chair or a bench, use it. Push against it with the right leg and press the left hip down and open. Rotate the right toes down. Open the hip up, breathe in, or open the groin. Take another breath here. As straight as you can keep it, bring the leg up over into the center and switch arms and cross over. It will be a little bit easier for some of us to get that stretch. Bend your bottom leg. Perhaps reach your right hand to your left foot as the right leg goes across the left side. Now if your right foot touches the wall, use it. And push your foot against the wall, but push your hips against the right side. So just a long outer hip stretch here. Breathe in, breathe out. If you're holding your left foot, gently release it. Open the right arm. And stretch the right leg back up in the air. Bend the knee just to slide the strap off. Bend both knees, feet on the floor. Let's just do a little bridge here. Lift your hips up off the floor. Take your arms underneath your back. Just press down firmly through your feet. Shoulders, lift your hips up high. Breathe in, breathe out. And then articulate your spine down. Release your hands. Allow your hips to send to the floor. And take the strap around the bottom of the left foot. So we'll start with the strap in the left hand. Bend your left knee on the outside of the left rib cage. Flex the foot to the ceiling. Square the hips. And if it's okay for your back to stretch the right leg straight, stretch the right leg straight. Keep pulling down against the foot and pushing up against the band at the same time. Right hand holds on to your right hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Now begin to extend the left leg. Keep reminding the right hip to stay down. And open your arms out to the left side. Open your leg out to the left side. So as soon as that right hip comes off the floor, you're too far. Go back. And again, if you hold on to, if your foot touches a wall or a piece of furniture, use it. Push away with your foot, but press down with your hip. One more breath. Inhale, return to the center. Take your hand, cross the opposite hand, and reach it across the bottom. Bend the bottom leg. See if you can reach it with your left hand or not. As you push the left leg to the right, push the hips to the left. So get some length out of your outer hip. Take another breath. Find your biggest space. And then slowly release the bottom leg. Come back onto your back. Left leg up in the air. Bend the left knee. Take the strap to the side. Hug the knees to the chest. Place your feet on the floor. Take another bridge here. Lift your hips up off the floor. Reach your arms out in front of you. Roll the shoulders under. Open the front side of the body. Press firmly through your feet. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms. Upper, mid. Lower back to the floor. Draw the knees up to the chest. Now take both feet wide for happy baby. Knees on the outside of the ribs, feet to the ceiling, rock and roll your spine side to side. Maybe even make circles. Reverse that if you're doing circles. And then hold happy baby for a breath. And some of you will still hold on to your feet, your big toe, your outer foot, or the bottom. Or just stretch your legs up and hold your arms on the inside of your legs, your thighs, wherever. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, one more breath. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Take your right leg over your left leg once. Move your hips right and bring your knees over the left. So here's a little deeper spinal twist we talked about. Okay, a couple easy ones and a nice deep one. Uncross the legs, come back to the center. Adjust left leg over right and shift your hips left, knees fall to the right side. Uncross the legs, come back to the center. Place your feet back on the floor. And like we started, lift your hips up and put a block under it. Keep it the low way today. Lift your hips up. Slide the block under your sacrum. Stretch your legs in the air. Decompress a little bit here. Let your legs be right over your hips. Let your arms come down by your side. So think about if we were lucky enough to be together where I could sit on your feet, the weight of my body carrying your legs into the femur, into the hip, into the thigh, the pressure, the good pressure, not the stuff we put on ourselves, imposing. And just, if you can allow your feet just to be relaxed enough that you may start feeling heat or tingling or shaky, let that happen just for a few breaths. As you inhale and bend your knees. If it feels okay, slide your legs out. Slide your arms over. One more time for a big stretch, all directions. So we worked our spine in the directions that it moves in. Side to side, twisting, and front and back. Try to open the hips, bend the knees again. Lift the hips up, release the arms. Take the block out, articulate down, hug the knees up to the chest. Rock and roll, come up to a seated position. Bring your hands together. Pat yourselves and your back for being flexy enough. What is it? You're only as old as your spine is young. Honestly. And there you have it. Stay strong, stay fit, stay healthy.